Gonna pull a wax back hero. Gonna stars in his eyes. Back hero.
And with this, I have got one of those kind of old wax packs. I picked one from 1992. I figured that would be that's the oldest or the youngest, I guess, pack I've got, and I figured this might have some guys here that you faced when we open it. And so what we do is I've also got a Beckett Baseball Card Monthly here from 1992, so that the price is, there's some value to some of these things. We did it before where we used a current one and none of these cards had any value. So we use this to get a little bit of value on these, and we've got a leaderboard. We've also got a couple of extra rules. One, if the player is wearing a mustache, if they have a mustache, you get an extra cent, because a lot of players were at that point. If they're wearing real stirrups that we can see, you get an extra cent for that as well. But if you're wearing the 2-in-1s and we can see that, the sewn-on stirrups, then you minus a point.
I wore those. I wore those.
Yeah, you would have minused a point there for that one. But then also, if you're a Hall of Famer, you get an extra 5 cents. So that's where the big money's made.
The thing with those 2-in-1s, the reason why I wore them, just because I hated taking stirrups. I mean, they wrap around your leg and. They're tight, and they're just, when you take them on and off every day like that, whatever's easy is what I like. So that's why I ended up wearing those things.
Now, did you wear your pants long, or did you show any?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went right above my ankles. I mean, you could see a few inches. I didn't wear them over my shoe, but they still had elastic on them. Back in the day. But I didn't like the high stuff.
All right, so here we go. So we'll open this. We'll see what the value is in this pack, and see if you've got some stories or anything about any of these guys. So the first guy, second baseman for the San Diego Padres, who we found out just last week was on a list of the biggest jerks of 1996. Apparently, though we've never heard that he was a jerk. Bip Roberts.
Oh, really? Other than just playing against him, I don't have any stories. I know I faced him probably when he was at San Diego back in the day, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, but that's the only thing I would have with him.
Well, he's. I like to collect cards that have other players in the card here too, and he is turning a double play, and somebody's sliding in underneath him at second base, so I can clearly see that he's got real stirrups on. So the card is not worth anything, but you do get 1 cent for the stirrups there.
Good deal.
So this guy is a very famous White Sox, has his number retired there, and is a Hall of Famer. So you get an extra 5 cents there. He definitely has a mustache, but he is wearing the 2-in-1 stirrups. And here he's a member of my favorite team, the Oakland A's, Harold Baines.
Harold Baines, yeah. Played a lot of golf with him.
Yeah.
About as good a person as you'll ever meet. I was super happy when he got in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. He's a pure dude. He grinded. He played forever. Was one of the best hitters in the game for a long time. Still giving back. Got to play a lot of golf with him in a few years. We got him when I was with the White Sox in a trade. We got him and Charles Johnson, I think. He got to be on the team that year, and then I think in 2001. I think that was his last year. But I go to the games sometimes here in town when he was coaching. I'd sit down, and he always would come up and say hello and throw my kid a ball, when they were younger. This has been several years ago. But he did that for a few times. I got both my daughter and my son a ball. And so he's as good as it gets.
That's good.
He always seemed like he would be a good guy and a professional hitter for sure.
Tears and things he had. I mean, everybody tears up when you get in the Hall of Fame, but I mean, it meant so much to him. Really did. and you could see it, and those were real. I mean, that was true Harold Baines. You know, that was who he was. He never really looked for glory. You know, he's an under radar guy. You know, he's just one of those guys who goes about his business, takes care of it, and you know his name. You know,
Yep.
So it was great. I'm so happy for him.
Well, that card, according to Beckett's, doesn't have any value, but you do get 5 cents because he is a Hall of Famer. That always carries the clout. So that brings you up to 6 cents.
Well, he has to have a mustache, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, but he's wearing the
Yeah,
2-in-1s. He's got the 2-in-1s. So
Because I know Harold always had the mustache.
yeah, he had that bearded mustache.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, next, this is one of my favorite names to say, and when Philadelphia Phillies play-by-play announcer Harry Callis used to say it, it was always the best. Mickey Morandini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I faced him. I know he was an old Philly, but I didn't play. I don't even remember playing against Philadelphia a whole lot. Maybe in spring training. Matter of fact, so that's probably a no-go for me.
Well, according to Beckett's, it is also a no-go. No value there, no mustache, and I can't see any stirrups. So that'll just be a push on that one. Next, we've got a pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. He's wearing a throwback jersey in this picture. It is Jeff Brantley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brantley was a Cardinal when my first call-up.
Oh.
And, yep, and he took care of me. Great dude. He always would take us, like, there was only a few times because it was a September call-up. But we fly, usually on Sunday you play a day game, and then when you fly out, you go to the other city, and you get there, and you got time usually to go have a nice dinner, you know. And Brantley would always, he would get the guys, rookies, I call them, and he got any of our guys, and he'd always, the few times that we had the opportunity, he would make sure he took us out to eat and took care of us, and, you know, taught us even wine. You know, he's a big wine guy, you know, and I didn't care. I was just, you know, Bud Light, you know, but he'd take us to these beautiful restaurants. He'd always know people, you know, in them. And what, you know, like I said, he was a great big leaguer too. And he treated me right. He didn't have an ego, but he was just a tough guy out there on the field, you know, and, you know, I didn't. That year is the only time I played with him, and the next time I really saw him, he kind of was last year or two. Was after '97. We didn't play much longer after that. He got into broadcasting, and the last time I saw him was in '02, and I hadn't seen him since, you know, probably 3 or 4 or 5 years since then. And he came out on the field as in New York. And he was broadcasting or doing the radio or something for ESPN maybe, but he came out there, and, you know, I'd never think he'd walk up to me and say, "Hey, Sean, how you doing, man?" Good. You know, I'd never dreamed that, you know, because I was just a regular Joe. But, you know, I didn't play with him very long. But, you know, my time that he spent with me, he remembered, and, you know, it made me feel good that he didn't come up and talk about it, you know. So it was cool. You know, he's a good one.
Well, he looks great in this throwback uniform. No mustache.
Yeah, he always had the mullet. Yeah, he always had a mullet.
Oh, yeah, that is, I can definitely see that.
You get some mullet points, man. You might give some mullet points.
Yeah, we don't have mullet points. They might be negative is the problem.
But he's definitely got some stirrups here, some old-timey stirrups. So you do get 1 point for that to bring you up to 7 cents. Next, you've got a rookie prospect here, third baseman for the Detroit Tigers, Scott Livingston.
Yeah, he's a Texas boy. I still see him. Played with him with the Cardinals that first year. He was on the Cardinals. He was hurt. He didn't play. He wasn't playing. He was on the DL at that time. But I always knew of him because he went to Texas A&M, and he was a few years older than me. And he played on that A&M team that was like 50-0 or whatever back in like '89. You know. But I always knew who he was. And then, you know, of course, when I got called up to the team, you know, I got to spend a little time with him. That's the only time I played with him. But I run into him every now and again around here at a golf tournament or something around the Dallas area here. He lives out here. So I don't know if I ever faced him, but I played with him.
Well, this is his rookie card, so it's worth a little bit. It's worth 3 cents, and he's got some good stirrups going on there. So that's a 4-cent card for you. So that puts you in double digits at 11. Next, we've got another rookie prospect. I don't remember this guy for the New York Yankees, Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah. Only time I played the Yankees, other than the big leagues, and I know he wasn't on those teams, was in Florida State League in '93. So I don't remember him at all. Jeter was on that team, though, but he wasn't.
Ah. Well, this is, again, it's his rookie card, so it's worth 2 cents, and he likewise has stirrups, so that's another 3 cents for you. Now you're on a roll.
Remember. Yeah.
Next, you got another rookie card. This one, pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, Doug Henry.
Yeah. I played against him for sure. I think it was more when he might have been with the Astros at that time, back in my short time I had. But I know he's good relief, good bullpen guy, threw real hard, big guy too.
Yeah, I think he was around he had a good, decent career.
Oh yeah, played a long time, very long time, very successful big league career.
So
he was a good one, good bullpen guy.
Yeah, so that card is worth 5 cents, but he's got the 2-in-1s on there, so that's going to knock him down to 4 cents. But still, you're getting there. You're at 18 cents. You're not going to get independently wealthy on these cards, but this is pretty good. Next, wow. So you got a lot of rookie prospects here. This guy, I remember, he had a good couple of years for sure. Juan Guzman, pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I remember him. I know I probably played against him at the end of his career, maybe. But I remember watching him a lot, in those World Series, back in the day. But that's the only connection I got. I don't remember. I think by the time I was getting through there, he might have been getting done. But I might have played against him, against the Blue Jays at some point. But I don't remember.
Well, you're gonna like him because this is his rookie card. It's worth 15 cents. Plus, he has got a mustache and he has got real stirrups. So that is going to almost double your score.
He had the Jerry curl probably too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That'll move you up to 35 cents though, right there. So that was a big winner.
Yeah, that's a good card there.
Yeah. Next, we've got another pitcher. This one for the California Angels, Jeff Robinson.
You know what? It's crazy. He was the first big league guy that I ever met.
Wow.
And I was in 9th grade. I went to a Texas Ranger game, and they were playing the Tigers. Now, I don't know if it's the same guy, because if he's with the Angels, but this guy, he was with the Tigers. This is a 1984, 85. It might have been his rookie year. I think it was his first year. But I want to say my dad took me to a bar, but he did. We went to the game, but him and his buddy, we sat in left field. Turk Gibson was out there. He was in left field. Yeah, we were on him. My dad's buddy was kind of on it. He played a good game out there. He bounced with the fans and stuff. Anyway, long story short, the game was over. Went to a place. It was called the Safari Bar. It was just right there by the field, and my dad. It wasn't like a bar like you go in and people are sitting at a bar smoking cigarettes. It was like a little club type area, just laid back, nice place. But we went in there because I guess my dad, because big leaguer was in there. I don't know. And we walked in, and actually Jack Morris was there, Kirk Gibson was there, and Jeff Robinson was there. Okay, Gibson talked to me. Jack Morris didn't give me the time of day, and then Jeff Robinson actually talked to me for a while, me and my dad, and he gave me tickets to the game the next night. So
nice.
Next day went to will call, went to the game. It was awesome. So if that's the same guy, I wish I could get a hold of that guy. If you ever could, let me know.
We'll try. We'll try our best.
Seriously, we'll give it a shot. Because that's a great story.
He might be on Twitter. I don't know. But I may look him up. Actually. That brought good memories.
That's a good story. I'm glad you got good memories because Beckett doesn't have any value assigned to him. And there's no mustache, or I can't see any stirrups there. So, but that's a great story.
Right-handed pitcher, right?
Yes. Yep. Right-handed pitcher.
Okay. That's got to be the same guy. Yeah.
He may not be, one of Beckett's best friends, but he's certainly number one in our hearts. All right.
Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, he's got a good story with me the rest of my life for sure.
That's right.
All right. So next we've got a left-handed pitcher. This guy pitched for a long time for the Detroit Tigers, Frank Tanana.
Yeah, I remember him. You know, I think he was gone by the time I got there, but you know, I remember watching him back in the day. You know, he was a crafty guy when I watched him. You know, you see video of him now. I didn't know at that time, but you know, he used to be a big blower. You know, I heard, you know, when he first came up, and then he played forever. You know, his last 10 years, he was like Jamie Moyer. You know, it wasn't a real hard thrower, but was a really good pitcher. You know, lefty guy.
Yeah, well, he's a lefty in the 80s. He could stick around forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not
worth. He's got to have something.
Yeah, he's got real stirrups. He's got that going for him, but that's about it. Yeah.
Card ain't worth anything?
No, these scorecards in '92 aren't big money cards. But here's another left-handed pitcher. This one for the Seattle Mariners, Russ Swann.
Yeah, don't ring a bell for me.
I remember Russ Swann.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that name.
Yeah, I remember Russ Swann as well. Again, one of those lefties that kind of bounced around for a while as a reliever. The bad news here is that he is wearing the 2-in-1s.
2-in-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Negatives. Huh?
Now this guy I remember quite a bit. I think he was on the the Twins World Series team in the 90s. Shane Mack, an outfielder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big right-handed hitter. I just remember watching him on, like you're saying, on the Twins. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I don't remember actually playing against him or anything, but I do remember those World Series, and I do remember that name for sure.
So the card isn't worth anything. It's a great card. He's running
his mustache.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's got a mustache and he's got real stirrups, and he's got a dirty jersey. It looks like he's on the base paths, and he's lost his batting helmet, and he's sprinting around the bases. It's a really great picture.
Nice.
So you'll get 2 cents for that with the stirrups and the mustache. So that'll bump you back up to 37. Next, we've got a pitcher for the Pirates, right-hander Bob. This is always an unfortunate name for a pitcher. Bob Walk.
Bob Walk.
Yeah, I remember him as a player, and you know, when I played with Pittsburgh, he's a TV guy.
Yeah, I think he still is.
He does their play-by-play TV stuff. So I just knew him as after his time, but he's a really nice guy. You know, really smart guy, good big leaguer. You know, he was one of those guys. You always remember him because of his, like you said, because of his name. You know, it's like Bob Walk. Well, what kind of name is that for a pitcher? You know. But it makes him famous in some ways too. But you know, he had a good career. He was a pitcher for a long time, and like I said, he's been in the game for a long time too. He's a good announcer too. I always enjoyed listening to him, and he was always fair. You know,
Bob Walk and Grant Balfour or Balfour.
That's right. Yeah,
those are some. Yep. So no stirrups that I can see.
Yeah, Balfour he's a hockey guy, ain't he?
Who?
Grant Balfour.
No, that's you're thinking of probably Grant Fuhr and Eddie Balfour. They were both goalies.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. So Balfour, you're talking about Balfour.
Yeah,
I got you.
He was a closer for the A's for a while. He's Australian. That's one of those.
I remember just recently, not too long ago, right?
Yeah, just in the 2010s or 2010s, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Had a better name than that one player, that left fielder, Tony Double in the Corner.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
never went over well.
So he's Bob Walk does have a nice mustache here, so you do get a
Nice.
cent out of that. Now this is a name I loved watching this guy play. Here he is with the Montreal Expos, Marquise Grissom.
Oh,
I played against him quite a bit. Expos and Indians, and he played with quite a few teams. He was a good big leaguer. Played a long time, really outstanding center fielder. Could hit too. He was an all-around player. I remember him well.
Yeah, so he is that card is worth 2 cents, and then he's always had a mustache, and he's got some nice stirrups there. So that is a 4-cent card.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a name. You've got 2 cards left here, and this is great. You mentioned this guy, pitcher. Here he is with the Blue Jays, but you said he got injured earlier, and that precipitated you getting called up to the big leagues. Yeah, Todd Stottlemyer.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Thank goodness for Todd Stottlemyer. I'd have never got a chance, right?
Oh, I don't think that's the case, but
No, Todd and I, he's like he does motivational speaking stuff now. He's a pretty popular guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. He's a good one, man. He was another one of those guys that took care of you. I only played that one season with him. I don't think he was there in '98 in St. Louis. He might have been hurt still, maybe, but he was one of those guys that's been around baseball his whole life, and just still treated you like he was normal. You're just a normal guy, But he's a grind. I mean, he's the toughest dude on the field, dude. He's out there huffing and puffing and competing. I got a good story for you with him and Carney Lansford. And Carney Lansford's an old player. They played together. Stottlemyer and him played together in Oakland.
Yep.
Yeah. And, when Tony came over to Cardinals, Carney came and coached. And Carney was a coach at the time when I was with him, but him and Todd had known each other, and they always called money glue, right? They always talked about money as being glue. You got any glue? Or I got all the glue. Or, we're in Boston. I think Boston. No, it wasn't Boston. I can't remember what bar it was. Like the hotel bar somewhere, and there was a bunch of guys, a bunch of the team down there drinking, having some cocktails, and the check comes out, and Stottlemyer was a big timer, and Carney was already, retired and played forever, and the check comes out, and Stottlemyer's like, I got it. It's everybody's. I don't know, it's $300-400. It was a handful of people. And Carney's like, you ain't getting it. I got it. You're a little young punk. I got it. Stottlemyer's like, I got it. And next thing you know, all right, we'll headbutt for it.
Oh my gosh.
I swear. And they headbutted 3 times. And finally, Stottlemyer's like, you got it. That's where. That's the
Oh my.
They headbutted, dude. I'm telling you.
Wow.
And it was amazing. Carney, the thing with the Cardinals and La Russa and them was, you had to earn your time and respect. Carney was he helped the pitchers in batting practice. So he took care of the pitchers. So he always, every day when bat practice for the pitchers came, whether it's in the cage or whatever, he was the thrower, made sure he helped you, bunted, whatever. That was his responsibility. And even when you were getting in the cage, if there's 5 of you standing there, the guy that had the most time in the big leagues got to hit first, and then so on and so on. So they were always about that respect, about your, the guys that have been there. You always had to earn that. You always had to earn yours. And, when you're a rookie, you shut up, keep your mouth shut and your ears open, and even the buses, if you were a rookie, after the game, you have 2 buses. Usually you have players bus and you have like a media bus. But in that time, if you're a rookie, you had to ride on the other bus, and all the rest of the team rode on the main bus, the team bus. Ain't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. But it was just, and so at the time when he's talking about getting a check, Carney's like, you came up, you were just a kid. I'm a big leaguer. This is my responsibility. Stottlemyer's like, you're just an old coach. You ain't shit. Whatever. They're all right. Well, headbang for it, but they did, and Carney won.
Then they probably both went in different directions and both just had a headache.
Yeah,
but didn't want to show it. Didn't want to rub it.
But they were stubborn. Yeah, both very stubborn. That's for sure.
Well, unfortunately, this card is not worth anything, and Todd is wearing some 2-1s here.
Yeah, he's a 2-1 guy. Negative.
So that's going to bump you back down to 41, and we get to your last card, which is, again, coincidentally, a pitcher, a left-hander for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Randy Tomlin.
Yeah, I remember him, but I don't recall any good stories or nothing. I just remember the name more than anything. Left-hand pitcher, you say?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember that about him. That's about it.
Well,
you got any money on him?
He does not, but he is wearing some real stirrups, so he's got
Good.
some redeeming value there to bump you back up to 42 cents,
Good deal.
which is good. If we look at our all-time leaderboard, that let's see, that puts you right up. You're in 7th place.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, that's
Better than
respectable.
last. Right? Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, we had an author on recently that just did a book. His name's Brad Balukjian, and he did a book called The Wax Pack Book, where he opened a pack of 1986 tops, and then he went and talked to everybody from that pack, and he brought his own pack, and he got $1.08, which is our all-time high. But
That's great.
you came in just underneath Amari Gonzalez, who is the Oakland A's Spanish announcer. But that is a very acceptable for a 92 score. That's a very acceptable score.
Very good. I'll take it.
Gonna pull the wax back hero. Stars in his